Wildfires continue to rage out of control in California, triggering thousands of evacuations to the east of Los Angeles and San Bernardino County. More than 20,000 homes are at threat, with more evacuation orders likely in the coming days. And right now, according to CAL FIRE, more than 400,000 emergency personnel are battling 6,000 wildfires. And when we think about those brave men and women risking their lives, we think from the flame, but the smoke they inhale is just as dangerous, and in fact can be poisoning them, feeling the effects for years. And that is the subject of an outstanding piece by the San Francisco Chronicle. It follows firefighters and the long-term effects of firefighting. Many are now fighting a silent battle, suffering forms of cancer for many years after their original service, and we're highlighting it as one of the 18 finalists for the Scripps Howard Awards in journalistic excellence. I want to bring in the people behind this story. Reporter Julie Johnson and photographer Stephen Lamb join us now. Thank you both for taking the time to be here. Julie, I'll start with you. You spent 6 months investigating and reporting on this, holding the government accountable for how it failed these firefighters. Share with our viewers some of the examples of those failures that you found. All right, we're going to work on getting Julie's audio here in just a moment. But Stephen, I will turn to you because we're seeing some of the pictures on the screen right now, and they're just incredibly moving. What went through your mind as you were taking these photos? What did you want people to take away?
I want them to see firefighters in the fire lines are very everyday people. I mean, we spent months photographing the story, and it was incredible to see the passion and how much work they had to put in to make themselves available for to fight these fires, which are often very massive and very dangerous. And smoke is something that they always have to deal with. It's part of the job, but sometimes you just don't know at the end of the day, what you've been inhaling, on a day-to-day basis. It's deadly to you.
For you as a photographer, I mean, you're out there and we often see the images, we see your work, we know the conditions are difficult, but what stood out to you being there, seeing what firefighters go through in the moment?
It's tough. I mean, as a photographer, we have to be there as close as we can to the actions, and I only have to take part of the smoke in a very short moment compared to what the firefighters have to go through. They live in fire camp where it's often covered in smoke, but to see them, in that light, to see them, the health issues that I feel for them, in the stories, and it's something that I learn every day, every time I cover a fire. That something in the back of my head, like how can make them healthier and how to convey the story.
I know Julie's back with us now. Julie, for you and through your reporting, what failures did you see? How were these firefighters let down, particularly by government?
Yeah, smoke has been a concern for generations, and the Forest Service in particular has done a lot to try to study its effects on the body, but most of the studies were short-term. They were focused on respiratory conditions and how it might affect you in a season. And no studies have comprehensively looked at how it might affect a person over a lifetime. So diseases like cancer, brain diseases, those are really poorly understood, and the government is just now creating a registry to try to track the long-term health of wildland firefighters. But the biggest problem is that we just don't know because we haven't really looked.
Why has it taken so long? Because I know that we put such a focus now on these wildfires we're seeing, but firefighters have been doing this job for a long time, and just now it seems like there's some sort of connection between the fires, but then these long-term issues that they have.
Yeah, I think that there was this idea that a campfire smoke is fairly harmless, and we all inhale some of it and recover, and the stakes are low. But I think that wildfires in recent years have really made the public so aware of smoke and what it feels like to breathe it day in and day out. You know, even on the East Coast, certainly in California for many years, we've had places very far from wildfires be just totally socked in with smoke. And so that has triggered a lot of research. How is this affecting children? You know, we're all running air purifiers and closing our doors and windows in ways that we may not have before. So I think the general public awareness has really triggered this question of, well, how does this affect people who can't go inside, who can't run the air filter and stay out of the smoke, the people who have to run toward it? What will this do to their bodies over time?
It's such an important story. I'm so happy that you both were able to document this. The Scripps Howard Awards are presented by EW Scripps, our parent company. Reporter Julie Johnson, photographer Stephen Lamb from the San Francisco Chronicle. Thank you for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you.
All right, and stay here on Scripps News. We have more Morning Rush next.